have another question about last time you talked about shielding technologies, and one of the things that I do, Chris, is I design vacuum tube amplifiers,
Okay.
and there's a very specific vacuum tube amplifier that we design that doesn't have an output transformer.
Okay.
The tube is driven directly to the speaker, and the tube that I use has 1.2 amps of current. So it's major current. The tube was designed for, it was the shunt regulator in the very first particle accelerators that we had. So
Okay.
it's a big giant power triode. And it's very similar to the one that they use in the MIG, which is the 6C33.
Okay.
And okay, so, and I also use that tube. And I remember you talking about having that radar in front of the pilot, and how do you shield them from that? And so can you talk a little bit more about those kind of technologies?
Like the radar shielding technology, or
Or just shielding in general, because you've got a big power supply, you've got tubes, you've got high voltage. Is there anything that you can do to protect the pilot essentially?
Well, there is, and that does get into titanium diboride a little bit. That helps with radiation protection, and this is something we studied a long time ago. And I don't know if you've ever taken any measurements while you're on a commercial airliner, and I can throw a picture up, but I have a lot of footage, and I just came out of Denver, Colorado area, and I was up on Hurricane Hill for a while, and that up at 8,200 feet, you get about 35 millisieverts a second. At high altitudes, you'll get like 3.85, and you get into a situation where you're basically being cooked. You're getting higher levels of, if you went to Chernobyl or Fukushima now, you'd get lower levels of radiation than you get on a commercial airliner. And so this is at 35,000 feet. And it does vary with altitude. So this is a big, big issue. And it's one of these things that I'm really tempted to throw this up on YouTube or Twitter or whatever else and say, hey guys, one of the reasons you want to buy our airplanes is because we're not going to cook you. And Boeing, Boeing and Airbus.
Well, guess what? You just put it up on YouTube, Chris.
Yeah. I should probably share the video with you. But that said, the big thing is, how do we resolve that? And so that's one of the reasons we're doing foam metal sandwich. It's one of the reasons we're going to there is a material which is someone else's material that was being pushed as a sarcophagus material for the Chernobyl reactor.
Okay.
It's a radiation absorber, and it also attenuates EMF. And so in addition to having a Faraday cage and you actually do want to have materials in your aircraft, especially around your avionics, that may be radar emitters, especially to keep you from being cooked. And so, the story goes that the higher the altitude, the more your radiation exposure. And many of these over the pole, high altitude, 50,000 feet cargo airline pilots, they get higher cancer rates. And there was even a study that came out that I have a copy of the study. And this is it's an Air Force study. There are other studies that show how the radiation exposure at high altitudes is very detrimental.